Hey, hey, beautiful people. Today we are joined with Britnee Johnson. She has been with the Magic. Gosh, she is a sweet little newbie in this business. So she bought her machine in around Thanksgiving mark and then completely was not going to was just in for the business or just in for the health, right? As are so many of us whenever we start this because we see the changes that can come with it. But then in January, she started seeing some changes and was like, you know what? Let's try this out and let's figure out this business and just jump right into it. So she's been with us now for almost 6 months in Raise the Wake and been a part of this community and has been thriving in this community, I might add. And so we are just absolutely blessed to have you today, Britnee. So yay, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yay, I love it. You really are. You're a gem in this community. You always bring so much value to all the things that you have to say, and it's inspirational to watch you go. So it's really cool.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm
Yay.
happy to be here.
Okay, so we're gonna dive right in. Let's talk about this. What got you started? You said originally, hey, I really did just buy this for the health. So kind of how did you see it? How did it just kind of fall into? Because I always say it falls, the water comes to us.
It really does. I truly was not interested in the business. If anything, I didn't even want to hear any part of the business. I just got it for my health and for my kids. I have two young kids, and I could not unsee things that I saw when I was being educated on the water. You can't unlearn things, right? So when I started to do my own research and dive really into water and learning that not all water is the same, because I was someone drinking. I was drinking Essentia. I was drinking, it didn't really matter, honestly, though. I was doing tap water. I was doing bottled water. Didn't matter. The cheapest water at the grocery store. I didn't care. And I wasn't open for a very long time to learning more because I thought, I'm healthy, I'm fit, I've always been into health and nutrition. I don't need to spend any kind of extra money on water because water is water.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it was, but I had this feeling like, there's got to be more to this. I trust Becca a ton. I had been like following her and her health and wellness journey for quite some time.
Sure.
Saw she was kicking butt, but I also didn't really know what it was that she did, right? I knew that she was always posting and giving all of her followers a bunch of like little, I call them little knowledge nuggets, right? I mean,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
loved everything she was sharing. And I thought, okay, there's got to be something bigger to this. I want to learn more. And her and Rihanna both started educating me a little bit more.
Mhm.
And it was really just me being open to it and realizing I have two children to care for, not just myself. So let me at least sit down and have this conversation.
Absolutely.
And I couldn't unsee, I mean, it was the green tea for me. And just seeing
Amen.
that all the water that we had previously been drinking wasn't really even being properly absorbed.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, what's the point in, being into fitness? I've had coaches before. I've trained before to where, hey, drink your gallon of water, make sure you're getting your water intake
Mm-hmm.
in. And then I started thinking, why are we pushing water, just any kind of water?
Right.
Because it's not even being absorbed. And I was someone who really struggled with that full tummy. I always felt like there
Me
was
too.
water sloshing around. And I thought, wow, I'm not hungry. I just feel full all the time, but I know I haven't got my protein in. I haven't hardly ate today, but I don't feel like eating because I have all this water just sitting in my belly. Well,
Amen.
water isn't supposed to just be sitting in our belly, right?
No, it
It's
doesn't
supposed
do
to
anything
be,
there, right?
yes, dispersed and into different parts of our body.
Yeah.
And we're living beings. We need living water. So long story short, I got into it for my health, and I right away noticed my energy levels were up. I had a very bad addiction to the Alani new energy drinks.
Oh
I
yeah.
so to be completely honest, my adrenal glands had to have been shot.
Yeah.
So I would have coffee in the morning, never really reached for water first thing in the morning. Went for my coffee, maybe had some water here and there, but then I would reach for my pre workout, go work out, come home, eat, and then, afternoon slump time, right? I would have an energy drink or make another pot of coffee.
Yep.
I don't even know how much caffeine I was drinking, but it was a lot. And I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, I'm tired. I'm a single mom. I've got 2 kids. I'm running a business. I am a dental hygienist. I'm doing all these things, right? I'm just tired. It's normal to be tired. We're all tired.
Right.
We all are tired. It's all good. It's normal. It's not. It's really not.
Nah.
So my biggest thing is that I genuinely do not have caffeine like I once did.
Yeah.
I start with water first thing in the morning. I do enjoy my cup of coffee in the morning, so I haven't let go of that. Yep.
I still
I
have
love
1
my
cup
cup
in the
of
morning,
coffee.
1 cup in the afternoon, right? But that's it. Then I'm done.
And
Like,
it might even be it's like I don't really think I even drink it for the energy. I'm just drinking it because
oh
I
no.
enjoy that. It's
Amen.
my
I love the taste. It makes me
yeah,
happy. And that's it.
yes, exactly. I'm like, my water actually is what's giving me the energy, but I enjoy my coffee when I'm having my Bible time, when I'm,
Yeah.
sitting outside, waking up before the kids get up. I
Hmm.
like my coffee. But
Amen.
anyways, pre-workout is had maybe 1 to 2 times a week when I'm doing like a heavy lower body circuit, something like
Sure.
that. I was doing pre-workout at least once a day. I mean, I would do pre-workout for my lift, pre-workout for my run. Now I just do water when I'm running.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing was my son. So my son, who's now 3, he was always sick before the water. I'm talking this kid's immune system, and I always thought, what is happening here? Like, what is different? I'm thinking maybe I started putting things together in my head and thought, okay, he was born in the thick of COVID. He was
Right.
born early April of 2020. We didn't hardly go anywhere because we weren't allowed to go anywhere.
Mm-mm.
And when we did, everyone kind of shied away from touching babies. So I thought, is there something to that? I didn't
Oh,
know
for
because I
sure.
thought we eat very healthy. I fed him the same as I did my daughter, and my daughter's immune health. The girl's never sick, never was, never is. But my son was sick before getting the water machine every single week. No joke, at least a runny nose, coughing, um, would run a fever at least once a month. I
Hmm.
had the flu once every 2 months on average. I mean,
Oh,
it was
wow.
out of control.
Wow.
And I was working more full-time hours as a dental hygienist then. And so this was affecting work. It was affecting my income because when he was that sick, I would stay home. So of course there were negatives involved there, but really the biggest is why is my son sick?
Hmm.
And there was no real answers other than when he was born, he was lip, tongue, and buccal tied. And so
Okay.
with that, he's a mouth breather. He still is a
Sure.
mouth breather. Mouth breathers tend to have weaker immune systems.
Hmm.
However, we get this water hooked up it was the week after Thanksgiving when we started drinking the water. I started my kids on 9.5 from the get-go. That's all they've had is right to 9.5. My son's been sick one time. He's had the flu once.
That's
We all
amazing.
had it actually. It came through the house at the same time. I think I was sick maybe 6 hours, the kids 12 hours. It was mind blowing. I thought, we're usually down with the flu for 3 days.
Yeah.
So, what I want to point out there is that this water, I do have people coming to me asking, I think some people do think maybe it's this miracle, like it'll cure all things
Hmm.
overnight. I, I we can't make any claims, right? But
No,
I will say it is magic water for
it
me.
is.
It just
Yeah.
really is. It has done so much.
Hmm.
However, what the water does is it helps us heal from the inside out, right? It helps us be more in tune, listening to our bodies. Um, you can't make that up. My son was sick every week to once since we had the machine. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's insane.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Even I've had the same babysitter for several years now, and she brought it to my attention first a couple months back. She goes, Kason hasn't been sick in so long. I can't remember the last time you had to cancel on me because he was sick. And
Wow.
I thought, oh my gosh,
You're
that's such
right.
a good point. Yeah. And I hadn't even thought about it. So by far, of course, I love my energy levels up. I'm sleeping better. I get phenomenal sleep, even without doing the 11.5 shot at night, right? I sleep
Sure.
good.
I do
And
too.
overall energized and I feel good. My skin's clear.
Mhm.
So many little things that I didn't even know were issues have come to my attention. Like, wow, that is better. This
I
is
know, right?
improved.
It's so
Yeah. But my
much.
son's health, that's when I thought, okay, there's something,
Yeah,
there's
there's
something.
absolutely something here, something to pay attention
Yes,
to.
absolutely.
I love
Something
it.
here that I need to talk about. I need to share. Other people need to, know about it. And I still was a little scared, a little timid to talk about it.
Yeah,
However, when kids are sick, moms have no problem saying, "Oh, give Tylenol."
absolutely.
"Oh, I love this brand. Give this brand of medication." Well, what's the difference? I
It's
have
not.
I have living
Absolutely. Yeah.
water that has, tremendously helped my son's immune health. And I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to share about it, right? Because I'd be
100%.
doing a disservice if I don't share how truly amazing this water has
I
been for
know. I
my
was
family.
just talking with somebody last night, and I was like, I truly feel like it really has done so much that I'm like, it really would be a disservice to like keep it to myself. Like
Yep.
it would just be bad. So
Yeah.
that's definitely one of those reasons that I share too, for sure.
Hmm.
Okay, so you jumped into it and you kind of started talking like, hey, it was a little hard to share this stuff in the beginning, right? I've been there, I felt it. It's definitely been hard sometimes whenever um, we feel like we don't have support from friends, maybe family, different stuff. Sometimes it's really hard to put ourselves out there. So, have you experienced that? Have you felt very much of that
So
going
absolutely. Honestly, it was kind of a shocker because when you first start something like this, you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to have all this support from A, B, C, and D,
on?
right?
Amen. You're like, oh, they could
And
use it. It could be awesome for them.
yes, yes. And it's been the complete opposite.
Yeah,
And then health reasons, that is hard to watch when
sure.
you do have someone in your life that is struggling with something maybe medically, and okay, I have something that could really help them, but you know I'll just come out and say it. They know I'm doing the business. Are they going to think there's ill intentions here, right?
Sure.
When there's
Absolutely.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
But it has, in the past, it did kind of block me from really opening that door.
Hmm.
But what we just touched on, that's selfish of me to just assume and to leave it out because it's going to help them, right? I
Absolutely.
know what it's done for us. I believe it could help you. It's not going to hurt, right? It's
Right.
something to try before trying more medication or medication. Um, but yeah, no, I have gotten past that. I definitely dealt with that in the beginning.
Mhm.
I worried about what people may think when I start posting, more about this water because I
Yeah.
was someone who thought water is water.
Right.
But you got to get that out, like we
You do.
talked about earlier. They're are they are they living the life financially that you want? Are they living the life do they have the health that you want?
Right.
And if the answer is not yes, why are you worrying about what they think?
Right.
Right?
Exactly. And I think so
So,
many times we just don't evaluate that in our life, right? Like, we're just like, oh, what are they going to think? And then it's like, wait a minute. No, like for me to be better, for me to grow, for me to keep doing all these things, I've got to put
yeah,
myself out there. And the only way to do that is to keep sharing and to just keep showing up. Because
absolutely.
the people that need this water, that truly need this change in their life, they're going to find us
Hmm.
for sure.
Yep.
I
Well, and
definitely
just
feel
giving
that.
people grace because I took a while. I was very stubborn. I was a skeptic. I thought, absolutely not. This is crazy. Don't talk to me about your water. Don't.
Well,
I'm
I
going
was
to
in the
drink my
same boat
bottled
as
water.
you. Yeah, I mean, I was definitely in that place where I was like, wait a minute. I am a nurse. I am a personal trainer. I am a health
Mhm.
nutrition girl. Like, what are you telling me? Like, water is water. Like they tell me to drink alkaline water. Okay, so I'll drink some alkaline water, right? But had no clue. So I was the skeptic of the skeptics. And so I can understand whenever people are like, you're kind of crazy.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm like, it's
100%.
a good crazy. Just try my water and you'll know. You'll understand.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. It definitely comes across like that. I agree. So, okay, so then let's talk about goals. And like, where do you see yourself? Where are you moving towards? What are you? I know that you said you're a dental hygienist. So like, what about what is this business giving you as far as we talk about time freedom, financial freedom, location freedom, right? We can do
Yes,
this
yes.
business anywhere we choose. So where do you see yourself in a year, in 5 years? Like where are your plans?
Well, again, I just got to remind you and everyone else that's going to be watching this. 6 months ago, I truly got this for health, right?
Yeah.
And then when I hit 2A, and
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, is there a little bit more to this? Like this is a pretty big blessing. And it was when I got home from it was a short shift, like a 7 or 8 hour shift. And I got home in my scrubs, paid my sitter. So I was away from my kids for 7, 8 hours. And then I went to the mailbox and pulled out a check. And I sat there and thought, what am I doing? I was just gone for 8 hours, paid someone else to be with my children, and I didn't make that kind of money,
Right.
right? And I
Absolutely.
paid $55,000 to get my degree in dental
Right.
hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
$55,000. It
That's
did not cost $55,000 to invest in my health and this business.
absolutely.
So that was a really big eye opener for me. Where do I see myself? Well, I've gone from 4 days of dental hygiene down to about a day and a half already, which is huge. I mean, huge,
Hey,
huge.
that's awesome. You have
I,
these sweet little babies that you're raising. So it's
yes,
precious to be home with them.
yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
When I first started, business wise, I thought, okay, because I am very goal oriented. So I thought, let's hit 3A at my 1 year mark. So my goal was to hit 3A by Thanksgiving of 2023 of this year. So
Yeah.
into November, I want to hit 3A. Well, I hit 3A like 6 weeks ago.
Yay!
So yeah, super awesome. I'm like, okay, let's hit 5A by my year, right?
Right.
And that may be a little up there,
Hey,
but
they
it's
tell us to dream
possible,
big,
right?
baby. That's what we're doing.
Yes, yes, for sure. So I see myself traveling more with my kids, not just when time allows it, but opening up the, time freedom with financial freedom to allow that, to happen more. So yeah, next 6 months, I would like to hit 5A in the next 6 months. I want to continue, building my team
Yeah,
and, growing with Raise the Wake, but also bringing more people with me,
for sure.
and if I can drop my remaining day and a half in dental hygiene by Christmas, that would be pretty special.
That would be awesome. Yeah, those are, I love it. Right? We have to have those goals out in front of us so that we can go, okay, yeah, I can do that. Right. And we are so blessed in this community because we have these amazing leaders that are right there showing us how to do it. Right. They grab our hand
Oh yes.
and they take us along the way. And, that's one of the best things with Raise the Wake that I've seen. What do you think?
Oh, the community is huge. The community is something that I did not realize that I needed.
Yeah.
That was definitely missing from my life. I love the community.
Yeah.
I love that we'll be on some of our calls and they go from, I mean, it's not, I think people think we're just selling machines, but that's like a tiny little piece of what we're doing, right?
So much.
I'm like,
Right.
that is something I don't even really consider
Yeah.
because the health factor is so huge, but the community that I've received from all of you and then just Race to Freedom in general is awesome. I
Awesome.
mean, the leveling up that has happened in my life through, motherhood, my friendships have improved.
Mhm.
My mindset has by far been such a huge shift, right? I'm like, I don't even miss TV anymore. Yeah, I
Right.
mean, I used to be the girl. So when I first started, I remember thinking, you want me to do what? I can't do that. I have no time for that.
Uh-huh.
But that was when I was like, oh, I'm watching Yellowstone tonight. I'm watching this
Amen.
show on Thursday night. I
Mhm.
mean, foolishness, right? And now I can
Awesome.
tell you about the books that I'm reading. And so it's a mindset shift.
It is.
Now I prioritize things a lot differently.
Uh-huh.
And it's huge. I mean, even simple things like getting up before my kids wake up, making sure I'm up 1 to 2 hours before them.
Mhm.
That's like a non-negotiable for me.
Right.
I'm up before they get up, regardless of how, the night was.
Yeah,
If I got
absolutely.
if I got cruddy sleep, guess what? I'm still getting up early to
Mhm.
prioritize and just kind of get a hold of myself for the day, our goals as a family, my goals with them. And that's something that's been really cool with this business, being a very present and I don't want to say good mom, right? We're all trying to be great. We all care. We all want to be good moms, right? But
For sure.
that's easier said than done.
Oh, absolutely.
Something that this business has already done is opened up, with that time freedom, there's peace involved there too, right? My stress level isn't where it once was when I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get all these things done, but I also work 4 to 5 days a week, right?
Sure.
So that time freedom has just allow me to be more present and in tune with how they're feeling. How's my son doing? When's the last
Mhm.
time I sat down and played with him?
Right.
And, how is my daughter really doing? What's going on in her life?
Yeah.
Because
Ask
it's easy
questions
to
and
just
be
go through the
curious,
motions.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
such a big deal. It just sets the tone, right? Everything that you said is absolutely, I think we're all looking for that in some degree. I know I was before I found this. Like it was like, okay. And I was trying to do just certain little things, but it wasn't checking all the boxes. And then whenever this really did fall in, I was like, wait a minute. Like I can do all of these things and be super excited about them all. And
Yes.
right. And it just kind of flows into life, which makes it awesome. And
Right.
yeah, it's just a cool.
And I think something to point out here, because a lot of us talk about how great it is, just entrepreneurship in general, right?
Sure.
I think it's easy to think you're hardly working, or like, oh my gosh, those people, they own their own business, or they're, you know, do they ever work? We
Mm.
do. You
You very
have to
much so.
put work in. You can't expect to get results if you're not putting the work in.
For
So
sure.
being diligent with your time and having a strategy, putting action out, and actually, not just writing down goals, but okay, how are you going to meet those goals?
Yeah, for
What
sure.
do you need to kind of get rid of in your life to make that happen? What changes need to be made? So if you're very productive and you're good with time management, and because we love to say like, oh, I want to be my own boss, or we're our own boss,
Yeah.
but with that being said, you need to be your own boss,
Yeah. And
and
it
you
still
need to
is a
hold
job.
yourself
You
accountable.
still have to show up.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
So that's
100%.
been, and I've kind of gone through waves early on, because I thought, this is so cool. I mean, this is easy.
Uh-huh. No, I get
No,
it.
you got
Yeah.
to put the work in. It
Uh,
comes in waves for sure.
Absolutely. Yes. And there's so much that, and once again, if we just put in the work, if we listen to our mentors, if we are letting them guide us and lead us through so that we can learn from them like
Yep.
faster, right? And go a little faster. Um, then that's a really cool thing. But you have to apply, right? We have to apply ourselves and keep
And
putting
be
ourselves out there.
coachable. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Be
awesome.
coachable and be hungry for growth, because this system is laid out for us to succeed, but you have to want it, and you do have to put the work in yourself too. So it's
Absolutely.
it's
I
pretty
love it. Brittany, girl, this was so much fun today.
good. It was. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah, I had a great time. So, everybody, check out the full video on YouTube, or you're more than welcome to just jump in there, text Brittany or myself, follow on social media, and yeah, just enjoy the ride as we go. So, or I should say the wave. That's it. But so thank you so much today, Brittany. I really, really appreciate you being on.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Look
You're
forward to
so
more.
welcome. Yay, I know. We're going to keep doing it. Perfect.
All right. Bye.
Bye.